All right, this is a neat one. This is going to get heady and philosophical, but they're just talking on PBS News about more and more people are feeling alone or lonely. Now, you can be alone and not lonely, and I've done this. I'm so used to this, and other people are not, and I see them freak out, right? I do this. I see this. Like, so they said even before the pandemic, because the pandemic really separated people, right? It's interesting because we have this technology where we can come together more often. I guess for some people it probably does, and other people it's separate. But still, they're talking about people being more alone. They're like 60% and shit, right? Now, the only way that you can feel lonely is if you really want to be with other people. If you really want to be with other people and you can't, then that's a problem, right? If you don't want to be with people and you have to be or you're forced to, that's a problem too. Now, our society was so just deal with it. This is where kids have a problem in school. They don't want to be around a bunch of people. It's annoying. Well, you have to. So it creates problems, right? So then there's other people that need that interaction that can't get it. Well, that creates different problems too. But okay, so myself, I've been very practiced. Like I can't say I'm a total misanthrope. I don't hate people. I just don't see eye to eye with most of them. And they don't see eye to eye with me. But that's okay. There's like a slim part of the population I can get along with. And most of it is because I don't play games. I don't like to play games, and most other people like to. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. So they don't like me because of that. And also I found out is like people can't roll one over on me, and they can't, play their games with me because I've studied psychology and I know this shit, and I just won't. Or I'll play a different game, and they instinctively know this, and they don't. But I think it's funny how, our systems created this. They were kind of like beating around the bush about, well, why is this happening? Why are people feeling alone? Well, they said, even before the pandemic. Maybe a little bit, but the pandemic really done it. And the reason why is because, and this is where we're going to get philosophical and heady, there's a whole lot more going on in life than just life. There's spiritual shit going on, and there is a war. And what's going on is that more and more people are awakening, and they're trying to share that with people. And the system is trying to shut that shit down. They don't want this awakening to happen, but apparently it's going to happen no matter what, eventually. But without a lot of crap going on in the meantime, to make it happen. So as people are awakening, the system is trying to push this back down, right? And this is what's causing the resistance and why people are reacting. You reverse engineer shit. It's like, why are people reacting this way? Well, there's got to be a reason for it. Well, why do people act this way? It's basic psychology 101. I'm going to let you figure that out and look it up. Right? There's many, many reasons, but you just reverse engineer it. It's like, well, this is why people are acting out and why it's getting worse. Like think about a rebellious teenager. Why do they react the way they do? Think. But no, seriously, this is interesting because like, I understand it because I used to want to be around people. I used to love being around a lot of people, but now I can't. I don't like it. They have all these games, they're bullshit, and it's like, and I'm genuine, and most people can't handle genuine behavior, right? Because they feel like they have to pull off their mask and be genuine, and they don't know how to do that. Well, that's not my problem, all right? But yeah, it's like my buddy said, he says, yeah, it's like after awakening and getting to a certain level, it's like, it's so exhausting having reduce your vocabulary down to where people can understand it. Dumbing down your conversations, right? But anywho, I don't know if people are going to get beyond this, man. I really want to see people, they got to start coming back together. And that's one of the reasons for the pandemic. Y'all got to realize that. There's protests going on everywhere, and they shut down everything, and that's the reason why they done it, because they don't want people fucking talking anymore, and they don't want protesting. They're like, we gotta stop this shit, and they did, and now it's gonna happen again. It's gonna happen again, and it seems to be happening more often. You get it? It's like a Fibonacci sequence, and it's reaching critical mass. You know. Eventually it's all going to come out, and when it does, you can already see the effects of this, right? It's just going to get worse and worse until it really comes out. And it's unfortunate that people have to learn the fucking hard way, but hey, you know what? I was a kid once, there's a few things I had to learn the hard way, so I understand. But hey, listen, man, most people, in closing, like for most people, they can't stand who they are on the inside. They can't stand their internal landscape. And I understand these things. But once you understand it, because I spent many, many times alone on my own. I was homeless, walking the railroad tracks at night, way out in the middle of nowhere. It was wild. So there was I had to rely on myself and my intuition. And I had no one else to deal with but myself. You know, so I had to put up with myself. And that's what I found out was a lot of people, they can't understand it. They don't want to know who they are. So that's why they fill themselves with distractions and project their shit on other people. And this part of society, I don't understand. I don't like. And I wish we could really fucking get over. And I hope it will. I don't think I'll see it in my lifetime. I hope my son will. Who knows? But I'd like to see people get past those fucking goddamn games. You know, but I hate that part. But anywho, that was my rant. Neat story, whatever. Right? Stinky!
Ah! That was pretty cool, Tim. That's pretty deep, man.
Yeah. Alright, godlings. Have a good one. Stay tuned.